Advocate. To advocate a plan or idea is to support or suggest it in public.
The group advocated increased spending on education and schools.
Authorize. To authorize something means to give permission for it.
The mayor authorized the construction of a new statue in the park.
Civilian. A civilian is someone who is not in the military.
It was Todd's job to keep civilians from entering the army facility.
Commodity. A commodity is something that can be bought or sold.
Fran's uncle made most of his money trading commodities.
Conquest. A conquest is an event by which one country takes over another country.
After the conquest, the people of the small city had no freedom.
Disclose. To disclose something means to tell it to someone else.
John came home late, so he had to disclose his activities to his wife.
Dynamics. The dynamics of a situation are the way that parts of it affect each other.
A good psychologist needs to know a lot about the dynamics of brain disorders.
Enroll. To enroll in something is to put one's name on a list as a member of a group.
The students had to enroll in the class one semester in advance.
Envious. When someone is envious, they want something that another person has.
They were envious of their neighbor's front yard.
Euphoria. Euphoria is a feeling of extreme happiness.
The athlete felt euphoria after he won the important game.
Festive. When something is festive, it is happy and related to a party or celebration.
Dean's favorite part of Christmas is the festive clothing that people wear.
Jolly. When someone is jolly, they are cheerful and happy.
My grandmother's jolly attitude always made me smile.
Lentil. Lentils are very small beans that people cook and eat.
Danny made her special soup with lentils when her husband was sick.
Marshal. To marshal a group means to assemble them in order.
The students were marshaled outside and put into groups.
Morale. Morale is the amount of hope that people have during a difficult situation.
To improve our family's morale, Mom suggested going on a picnic.
Prophecy. A prophecy is a prediction about what will happen in the future.
Some people believe that prophecies are actually true.
Sage. A sage is someone who is very wise.
Hal always visited the local sage for help with love.
Senate. A senate is a part of the government in some countries.
Everybody liked Caroline and chose her to speak for them in the Senate.
Sentiment. A sentiment is an opinion based on your feelings.
Tess told everyone at the table her sentiments about eating meat.
Unrest. Unrest is a state of anger about something among the people in a place.
High taxes caused much of the unrest that led to the Revolutionary War.
Adorn. To adorn something means to make it more beautiful by decorating it.
Small glass beads adorned the vase.
Bliss. Bliss is a state of complete happiness.
Every time he sees his girlfriend, he feels a sense of bliss.
Butler. A butler is the most important male servant in a wealthy house.
Whenever he needed something, he rang a bell and the butler appeared.
Cramp. A cramp is a strong pain caused by a muscle after a lot of physical use.
After the marathon, Jenny got a terrible cramp in her calf muscle.
Dilapidated. When a building is dilapidated, it is old and in bad condition.
Paint peeled off of the old dilapidated apartment building.
Evoke. To evoke a memory or emotion means to make it occur.
The picture evoked memories of when grandmother was a girl.
Farewell. A farewell is an instance of saying goodbye or a way to say it.
She got on the plane after we said our farewells.
Faucet. A faucet is a device that controls the flow of a liquid or gas.
Turn off the faucet when you are done brushing your teeth.
Filth. Filth is a large amount of dirt or dirty things that disgust you.
There was tons of filth and trash on the shore of the river.
Flaw. A flaw is a mistake in something that causes it to be less effective or correct.
We discovered a major flaw in the metal chain.
Grin. To grin means to smile broadly.
That joke makes me grin every time I hear it.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping is the maintenance of a house or an establishment like a hotel.
Housekeeping is not much fun, but it has to be done.
Mound. A mound of something is a large pile of it.
There was a mound of clothes on the messy teenager's floor.
Numb. When a body part is numb, it does not have any feeling.
After holding my hand under the icy water, my fingers went numb.
Reckless. When people are reckless, they act in an unsafe way.
The reckless driver posed a threat to everyone else on the road.
Slate. Slate is a dark gray rock that can easily be split into layers.
The roof of the church was made of slate.
Stool. A stool is a seat with legs but no support for a person's arms and back.
I don't find stools very comfortable to sit on.
Testament. A testament to something shows that it exists or is true.
The beautiful performance was a testament to the singer's natural talents.
Timber. Timber is wood that is used for building houses and making furniture.
Trees in this area are grown specifically to be used for timber.
Valve. A valve is a device attached to a pipe that controls the flow of liquid or air.
The mechanic removed the dirt to clear the engine valve.
Certify. To certify something means to confirm that its results are true.
The photograph on her passport certified that she was indeed Jolene Sawyer.
Collaborate. To collaborate means to work together on something.
When they collaborated, they managed to finish their chores early.
Compile. To compile things means to collect a variety of them into a group.
She compiled a list of people who she wanted to attend her birthday party.
Counteract. To counteract something means to act against it in order to reduce or stop it.
Medicine is supposed to counteract illnesses.
Curb. To curb something means to prevent it from happening or increasing.
She curbed her anger by listening to a relaxing song.
Diagnose. To diagnose someone means to identify the medical condition they have.
Several of the children were diagnosed with the flu.
Enact. To enact something means to make it into a law.
The council enacted a law that would only allow buses to drive downtown.
Federation. A federation is a group of states or businesses working for a common cause.
The United Nations is a federation designed to prevent war, disease, and famine.
Gross. If something is gross, then it is disgusting.
The food was so gross that the dog couldn't eat it without feeling sick.
Humane. If something is humane, then it is good and kind.
Helping build homes for poor people is very humane.
Intolerable. If something is intolerable, then it is so bad that people cannot bear it.
The weather was so intolerable that I had to put on my warmest clothes.
Needy. If someone is needy, they are very poor.
After he lost his job, he became very needy.
Onset. The onset of something unpleasant is the beginning of it.
At the onset of the battle, the enemy wasn't prepared for such a large attack.
Pledge. To pledge means to make a promise to do something.
Her mother pledged that she would find her daughter's lost kitten.
Prohibit. To prohibit something means to not allow it.
She prohibited the students from speaking until their work was done.
Rash. A rash is an infected area of the skin with redness, bumps, itching, or dryness.
The new perfume left a horrible rash on my skin.
Render. To render something means to make it become something else.
His report was rendered unimportant by the release of new information.
Smallpox. Smallpox is a disease that causes tiny bumps on the skin and high fevers.
When she saw the tiny bumps, she thought her son might have smallpox.
Transmit. To transmit something means to pass it from one person or place to another.
The radio tower transmits a signal to all the radios in a 20-kilometer radius.
Vow. To vow means to make a promise to do something.
Before they are allowed to work, all senators must vow to never accept bribes.
Camouflage. Camouflage is something used to hide people and things.
The green and brown camouflage was best used for hiding in forests and jungles.
Contemplate. To contemplate something means to think about it.
Mark took a moment to contemplate the math problem before solving it.
Contend. To contend with something means to struggle to overcome it.
Stacy had to contend with a learning disability throughout high school.
Cot. A cot is a small portable bed.
At the camp, the boys' cabin was lined with cots.
Enlist. To enlist means to join the military.
In their final year at school, the students were asked to enlist in the military.
Frontier. A frontier is a border between two regions or countries.
A fence was built along the frontier where the river curved.
Handbook. A handbook is an item that gives specific information or instructions.
If you look at the handbook, it will tell you which wires to connect to the TV.
Hesitant. If someone is hesitant, then they are not sure or slow in acting or speaking.
Though he knew the answer, he was hesitant to say it because he might be wrong.
Lush. If something is lush, then it is full of a variety of large, healthy plants.
The lush jungle was filled with plants, trees, and vines.
Marrow. Marrow is the soft substance in the center of bones.
Dissolved marrow is a common ingredient in soups.
Outfit. An outfit is a set of clothes worn together, often for a certain job or event.
Callie's new outfit made her look so glamorous.
Paw. A paw is an animal's foot that has claws or soft bottoms.
The kitten cleaned its paws with its tongue.
Quiver. To quiver means to tremble or shake.
The flame on the candle quivered whenever someone opened or closed a door.
Splendid. If something or someone is splendid, then they are very good.
From his head down to his shoes, his clothes looked splendid.
Stray. To stray means to go in a wrong direction and often become lost.
He found himself lost because he had strayed from the tour group.
Substantial. If something is substantial, then it is of great importance, size, or value.
The bank said that he owed it a substantial amount of money.
Torch. A torch is a stick with one end on fire that can be carried in order to give light.
He grabbed a piece of wood and stuck it in the fire in order to make a torch.
Tract. A tract is a large area of land.
On the other side of the mountains was a long tract of forest.
Vigil. A vigil is a period of watchful attention at night for a specific purpose.
He had a vigil in front of the tomb for 3 days.
Weary. If someone is weary, then they are tired.
Jane was weary after a long day of work.
Adhere. To adhere means to act in the way that a rule or agreement says is right.
If the new employees wish to succeed, they must adhere to the boss's rules.
Administer. To administer means to take responsibility for organizing something.
The teacher's assistant will administer the test.
Compassionate. When people are compassionate, they feel pity and sympathy for others.
The compassionate nurse tried to make the sick man feel comfortable.
Contaminate. To contaminate something means to put dirty or harmful chemicals into it.
The lake was contaminated when pollutants entered into the water.
Deficiency. A deficiency is a lack of something, especially something that is needed.
Your snack has a deficiency of any real nutrients.
Epidemic. An epidemic is an outbreak of a disease that spreads quickly.
It was difficult to stop the flu epidemic.
Hazard. A hazard is something that could be dangerous to a person's health or safety.
Smoking cigarettes poses many health hazards.
Imperative. When something is imperative, it is extremely important and must be done.
It was imperative for him to find a job.
Intestines. Intestines are tubes through which food passes after it leaves the stomach.
Whatever you eat goes into your intestines.
Manifest. To manifest means to make something visible or obvious.
The holiday season manifested joy in the children.
Metabolic. When something is metabolic, it relates to a person's or animal's metabolism.
People who have a low metabolic rate will gain weight.
Overcrowded. When a place is overcrowded, it has too many people or things in it.
The lobby was overcrowded with people.
Paramount. When something is paramount, it is more important than anything else.
The safety of passengers must be paramount when designing a car.
Practitioner. A practitioner is a doctor.
She made an appointment with a practitioner to treat her cough.
Provision. The provision of something is the act of giving it to people in need or want.
That department is responsible for the provision of emergency supplies.
Replenish. To replenish something means to make it full or complete again.
We planted nearly 100 seeds to replenish the garden after the fire.
Sterile. When something is sterile, it is completely clean and free from germs.
The hospital room looked quite sterile.
Upgrade. To upgrade something means to improve it or make it more efficient.
He upgraded to a real fancy car.
Viable. When something is viable, it is capable of doing what it is intended to do.
Her method of solving the math problem seemed viable.
Voluntary. When something is voluntary, it is done by choice, but is not required.
Many people attended the voluntary boat safety class.